Well, the UN Refugee Agency has warned that some of the countries the immigrants travel through en route for the United States may not be prepared to process asylum claims properly. Chris Boyan is the UN High Commission for Refugees spokesman in Washington. I began by asking him whether it was fair of the US to insist refugees claim asylum in the first safe country they reach.
Asylum is not about geography as much as it is about the conditions of safety. So, people fleeing war or conflict or persecution must be able to access safety, safe ground, and asylum procedures, due process without obstruction. And that's the central principle involved here. Whether that be, it depends on where the circumstances are, but whether that happened to be in a first country they set foot in outside of their own or further along, those determinations cannot be made by fiat. They need to be based on the quality of protection that they can find in those places.
Does this rule breach the 1951 Refugee Convention?
The Refugee Convention defines very clearly who is a refugee, what are the criteria by which refugee determinations are made, and it also spells out what those obligations are. And one of those obligations is to ensure that any human being fleeing that kind of violence or persecution is able to access asylum and due process promptly.